When we start to look at the world of computing, we start to think of computers that have wires running one to another, either directly in the back of the machine or over the phone lines. But there's much more to networking that we need to know about. Joining us today is Stan Weiss, General Manager of Novell Canada. And Stan, I was wondering if you could start off by telling us what you see as the direction for networking.
Well, the growth of network products and services is geometric right now. It's not unusual to see network products and services growing at double their previous year's rate, and that is happening year over year. And three important things that we think are contributing to that trend is first, that work is becoming, it's an activity now rather than a place. The emergence of things such as mobile office, home office, even virtual office are things which attest to the fact that people are no longer constrained to going to an office to have access to the information and the customer base and employees that they need access to. That lends itself to networking and the ability of a network to connect people to people and the information that they require anytime, any place. Also, productivity. The 90s are quickly emerging as an age of the lean and mean organization. Technology for technology's sake is no longer the key. We need to find ways, and technology and networking is very critical to that process of helping people be more effective at communicating with their employees, with their customers, and indeed with their partners. And so networking, we think, is contributing to the solutions that are necessary to help companies be more productive. The third key trend is the fact that life is getting very complicated, and people are looking for ways of simplifying their life. For example, many business people do not find it unusual to have 5 or 6 different locations for communication. They'll have their telephone, their mobile phone, their fax machine, their pager, their email system, all of these different systems, and to stay in contact with customers and employees, they need to access all 5 of them. The network provides the means whereby the computer can become the central hub or repository for all of these pervasive communication devices, all coming together and being managed in one central location or repository. So those 3 trends are really contributing to an explosive growth in terms of what networking is all about.
Stan, maybe you could fill us in a little bit on the technicalese of Novell in Canada.
In Canada, our business is tending towards $200 million Canadian per year. That's the combination of our operating systems, services, and applications. We have an installed base that we estimate to be about 5% of the worldwide installed base. To put that into some perspective for you worldwide, we've got over 40 million users of NetWare, about 17 million users of WordPerfect, and approximately 6 million users of Quattro Pro. So that gives you an indication for the scope that we are in Canada. We have a very prominent user base in this marketplace.
Thank you very much for joining us, Stan. Stan Weiss is the General Manager of Novell Canada. One of the things that we were fascinated about when we started to look at networks is how it's all changing from that wire running behind the computer to the possibility of being able to dial in from a telephone, to the possibility of these new set-top television converters, the ones that give us the 500 stations, how they could have networking software built into them. So again, from another source, we'll be able to access our data. It's all changing, but we do have one constant. That's our fax on demand system with the latest computer industry news. All you have to do is dial into the middle number on the screen. It's an 800 service, so wherever you are, even when you're traveling in Florida or wherever, you can give us a call and get the latest thing that's happening in technology. Speaking about the latest thing coming up on Computer Insider, we're going to be looking at some tips to keep your Windows operating properly.
Question: what prints, faxes, scans, and makes perfect copies? Answer: The QMS 2001 Plain Paper Laser Knowledge System, the 600 DPI high-performance printer that does it all. Easy to install, the QMS 2001 works with your Windows PC to integrate all of these capabilities into one very affordable, dynamic business system. It's your office in a box. Call 1-800-263-5508 for the dealer nearest you.
If you want to attract more business, you've got to work together. We all have our own special visions of where we want to be and how we want to work, wherever we are. At AST, we build computers to meet your worldview with award-winning products, service, and support. From notebooks to super servers, AST Computer. You'll like the way we work.
In today's computer world, there's one certainty. Graphical user interfaces are here to stay. Graphical user interfaces, or GUIs, like Windows and OS/2, are a part of all of our futures. Now, as good as these environments are, however, there are a few things that you should keep in mind. The first and foremost is that most of the GUI systems are installed on computers that have been basically designed to operate as character-based systems. This means that it takes a large amount of programming to make these computers translate those characters into graphical images that makes using the computer much easier. Now, this presents two significant consequences. The first is that there's a slowdown in the speed at which the computer operates. Now, this has been offset by the development of faster machines like 46 and Pentium-based technologies. The other factor is that as you install new programs into your system, the GUI sets up a series of drivers to tell your interface what it needs to properly run the software. Over a period of time, the operating environment can become cluttered with these drivers, which can lead to your GUI not working properly. Now, these are words of experience. If you're running and operating in the Windows environment, you need to install two versions of Windows if you're doing a large number of installations. One focuses on your daily productivity tools like your word processor, spreadsheet, and/or accounting software, and the other is for checking out new software. Many of the power users that we've talked to have been using a single installation of Windows on their systems. And as a result, they've had to reinstall the operating environment every year to get rid of those unwanted environments. Remember, if you're a Windows user, take a little care and it will look after you. For Computer Insider, I'm Bob Pritchard.
Computer Insider has been brought to you by AST Computer. You'll like the way we work. Sharp Electronics. From sharp minds come sharp products.